right, I am going to go ahead and get started. I've got a meeting to get to today. So I am using Global Beauty makeup wipes. I fell asleep last night, so I didn't take all of my makeup off. And then when I did wake up, I did a quick. So we are just going to do a quick wipe off to cleanse the skin. And these things smell so good. They got like a cucumber scent to them, so they're pretty refreshing. And follow me on TikTok. I've been doing some videos there. I've got different content on TikTok. It's Still Beautiful. That is my name there. All right, so dry that for just a second. I'm going to use a primer. I haven't been using a primer, but I got one in an Ipsy package a couple months ago. And this one is Watermelon Burst Hydration Primer. And it smells good. And I don't feel like it leaves a texture under my makeup. Some makeup some primers that I use, I feel like that they make my makeup look cakey. And then I have to start the whole process over, which I do not like. But it smells great. It smells like watermelon. Very lightweight. I rub it in until I feel like it's starting to dry, and then we'll let it completely dry on its own. But it smells refreshing. So if you haven't tried it, it's CIATE London is the brand. But Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. And I'm going to go in today with Pharmacy. This is with a dropper. I like it because it's a little bit more sanitary. I heavily wash my hands all day. I own a cleaning company, and I do inspections of all of our properties before we release them for the next guest. And my hands are always in hand sanitizers and cleaners, because if I see an issue, then I'll go ahead and take care of the issue before the inspection is completed and signed off. Anyway, so the dropper I'm going to use, it's about 10 drops. And that's going to be entirely enough, if not too much. And I'm just going to pat it on with my fingers. And then we're going to rub it in with my fingers too. I use brushes, sponges, and I just do not feel like my application for my skin goes on the way I want it to go on, evenly, smoothly, any better than using my hands. So the initial application, I have been rubbing it in. I've tried different tools, different gadgets. Tired of spending the money on things just because. So the initial goes on with my fingers. Pick up my makeup wipe towelette. Wipe that off my hands. I'm going to let that dry for just a couple of seconds. But I love this color. This color it's number 05. It's kind of like a sand beige, since it's like not quite ready for sun exposure. I'm going to pick up this Naked Cosmetics lip scrub. I'm just going to use a little tiny dab. And it smells great. It smells like vanilla. But I do this every morning, either with this one or a ColourPop lip scrub. It kind of gets the blood flowing and makes your lips just feel smooth, hydrated. This one's got like a little bit of an oil base in it. It just feels great. And I will rub it until that sugar just about dissolves. And then I will wipe that off. And you can do this before you put your makeup on, but That's my normal routine. This gets the blood flowing in your lips. But they taste good. And they feel hydrated. Alright, so I'm going to go in with Airspun. I'm going to use, this one's called Honey Beige. It's 07032. So I'm going to shake this a little bit down into the lid. I use the lid for the application. I am going to use a little powder puff that comes with it. So I'm just going to tap it in the lid. And then I'm going to just kind of dust off a little bit of the excess. We want some of that excess obviously on. So I put this, where I would put a highlight is where I'm going to put this powder. Not where I would do a bronze, but where I would put a powder or a highlight. And you can leave it on a little bit thicker right now, just because I'm trying to soak up any of the oil that may still be there from adding the, then we'll put some of this on the neck. And right above the top lip. That's pretty much all I'm going to do with the powder. I'm not about layering and layering and layering and then going back and layering some more. I don't like the feel of makeup, and this combination doesn't feel heavy on my face. I feel like my face can breathe through the product. So I'm going to leave that there for a moment. And now I'm going to pick up a brush and we'll go ahead and do a bronze. This one is Butter Bronze. I'm getting very low. So I'm going to go right at the cheekbone. Up the side, around the top of my hairline, down the other side. Down the edges of my nose. This is totally how you want to do it for yourself. However you feel like. And if you don't feel like you need any bronze, then don't put the bronze on. I've been using bronze and then very little blush. So right at the jawline or the cheekbone. And then we'll pick up a little bit more and go right on the underneath of the jaw. And then always drag that down a little bit, or you're going to have this harsh line. It's going to be very noticeable. Then it makes you look like you almost have a mask on. So I'm just going to go in a little. I'm going to go in a little heavier with the bronze because I'm going to lighten it up here in a minute. Just right at the jawline or cheekbone. And then just a touch under my bottom lip. I think we're good. Then I'm going to pick up a blush brush. And today I'm going to go in with, this one is Pacifica. This is 100% vegan product. The color combination is called Cherry Gold. You got one that's more of a matte, and then you got a little bit of a highlight. So I'm going in with the matte, just tapping, and then I'm just going to tap kind of right over top of where I put that bronze, but just right above it. This color is very pigmented, so be careful. You can also blend it down, but I'm not going for very harsh blush, but the color is always just beautiful. I think it would work on just about any skin tone. Just a touch on the nose, just going to tap. And that's all we're doing with that. Okay, I'm going to pick up a powder brush, which is my large brush, and it's going to kind of blend and soften and dust off any of that excess powder. You want to lightly dust off and blend. I'm going for more of a like a flushing natural look on the foundation and blush. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick up a highlight. I'm going to use ColourPop. I think this is called Moonlight. Highlight is very pigmented. So just right down the top of the cheek. And then I always dust it to the eyelid. So I kind of make a V. I go top of the, under the eyebrow, out, and then kind of circle back down around. V, a circle, whatever. So top of the cheekbone. And then I drag it over the eyelid, underneath the brow. Down the nose, very, very lightly. And then I'll do tip of the nose. I don't know why I feel like I have to explain what I'm doing because you can see it, but. And then I'm going to just very gently dust the top of the lip. And it gives you the illusion of more of a howdy, fuller lip. And you can soften that up because again, this highlight's very pigmented. But I'm not picking up any more product. That's the thing. And I go just touch over the brow. Alright. I'm going to go a little bit darker on my lid just because I want more neutral on my face. I'm using Revolution's HD palette. This one is called Socialite. I love all the colors in this one. I'm going to go with a color that is almost like a deep plum, but with like a brown hue to it. So I'm going to go in with that first. So kind of like a deep plum with a brown hue. I don't normally do right-handed, but started and that doesn't never work. So I always go left-handed. I'm right-handed, do a lot of things left-handed. I write right-handed. I play basketball left-handed. I play golf right-handed. I play softball right-handed. I paint left and right-handed. Never know until you try, so I always tried both and I always found that I was better with one side or the other on certain things. I'm going a little darker on the eye. So we're doing that outer V into the crease, and then if you feel like for your eye shape you want to go a little higher, you can. The higher you go, it does kind of open your eyes up a little bit. And I go into the inner corner. And you can do this a little heavy because we will be going back and softening all this up. And blending. Alright, so just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to pick up another brush for my highlight or the water tone. So this is a matte. Since I've already got the shimmer at the brow, I'm going to go in with a matte over top of that. And I kind of tap it. That way I'm leaving quite a bit of that pigmentation. And this is literally a white eyeshadow. It's a matte white. So I'm tapping that product on. So you can see how bright it is right now. Same color, I'm going to pick up just a little bit more in inner corners. I know it looks kind of spacey. So we just want to kind of very gently kind of move that product around just enough to get it right in the corners. And if you want to put just a touch on the lower lid, right in the inner corner you can. It just opens up the eye a little bit more. And I'm going to take a softer brush. And we're going to gently blend the darker in with the light, just to soften it up a little and kind of blend it together. And you can see it instantly just took that tone down on the eye. I'm going to leave it brighter in the inner corners. Now I'm going to pick up a shimmer, and this one's a pink. It's almost like a pinky mauve. And so where I did not put color, I'm putting this shimmer. And I'll zoom in when I'm done because the lighting's not really showing this glimmer. I use my fingers, and I'm very gently touching the eye. Then I'll pick up the same brush I used for the darker, and I'm just going to barely tap it into the shimmer. And I'm going to go directly under my pupil with that shimmer about the width of the brush. And I'm just kind of tapping that product. So I'm going to take a medium-sized brush, and I'm just going to get rid of any that would have maybe dropped down on my cheek, under the eye. And that's pretty much it for the shadow. And I'm going to pick up and do some brow gel. This one is medium, and it's CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow. I like the product. I don't feel like it stays very long. I prefer a waterproof, but the color works, and I really like the itty bitty small tip, so it's a little bit easier to manage. So you put that on, I brush them up, and then I brush them over. And if you use it every day, this one will probably last you 3 months. I don't go more than 3 months because after 3 months, I feel like it's either dried up too much or the product's too old. So up and then out. And then I'll take a disposable brush, and then I'll just soften up the edges and make sure there's none of that product out of line. I don't use my fingers here because if you use your fingers, it will actually remove your foundation that's around your brows. It'll remove for your eyeshadow. So I started using these little brushes and very, very gently dusting it. Kind of not really scraping, but okay. I'm using NYX Very Black waterproof. This one is Epic liner. Just grab a mirror. All right, so very, very thin line on the top lid. And I'm just going to, from one end of the eye to the other. I'm not trying to do a wing. Just trying to make the eyes look a little bit more bold without the craziness and the heaviness because it's for daytime. But in the evening, I would come home, I would touch up that, throw a big heavy wing on the top, and alright, so that's the top. And again, that's NYX, the Very Black waterproof Epic liner. It's one of my favorites. And then I'm going to go in with a black eyeliner, waterproof. And this one is, the brand is ESQIDO. It's the best waterproof black eyeliner I've ever used to put on the waterline. It does not come off. It doesn't fade. Unless you're doing it in a heavy crying spell, the stuff absolutely stays put. It's about $16 a tube. I've had this one for probably 4 months. It's very pigmented, and I touch the lash line because it creates the line, the effect of a natural liner. But I'm going on the waterline. I can tell I'm getting low on this because it's not wanting to roll up anymore. I don't recommend this one to put on your top lid unless you're looking for that smoky eye, because it does not have a very pointy tip. But it's very black. It goes on smooth. Makes the eye bold. And it stays put all day. So, especially with summer coming up, everybody's starting to get into swimming season. This one is absolutely great. Alright, so the mascara I'm going to use is Lash Sensation de Curvitude Waterproof. I don't like the tip of this one. It's curved. It's very flexible. I thought I broke it the other day. It takes more coats of mascara for the way I like it as an end result than my other one. I think it's because of the brush. But so one coat, I'll do one coat top, one coat bottom, and I do front and back of lashes, not just the fronts. If you're trying to create the elongation of your eyes and the thickening of the lashes, always go front and then go, and then I get it on my face. Always go front and back of the lashes. So bottom. I'm working on some different lighting and background. I've got beautiful background. I live on the beach. On the beach. So I should just do this stuff outside. It's because my view is amazing. So front of the lashes, back of the lashes, front of the lashes. Do one good coat. And you may be okay with just having the one coat if you do the front and the back, but I like my lashes a little thicker with a little bit more product. It makes my eyes more bold. And obviously with COVID here, when wearing masks, you want your eyes to kind of pop because you're not seeing anything else. Those lashes, your eyes, and your brows. Just make sure those are in check. And I'm going to tell you my absolute favorite plumping lip gloss here in just a minute. It is amazing. It's a little pricey, but it lasts forever. It does what it claims. So we're doing top and bottom, the second coat. Now on the bottom, I don't do the back sides of those lashes because I'd have makeup everywhere. But just touch those to make them a little bit more bold. And then I go front and back again on the top lashes for the second coat. Now with my other mascara, that's the same one, but it's got a different brush. I only have to use one coat. But I'm going to let that dry and I will curl the lashes. So, City Lips. I'm sure everyone's seen this on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. And I've got that mascara still. Where am I? City Lips. This one is clear. It's plumping. It has hyaluronic acid in it. This stuff is amazing. I've been using it for about 5 months, maybe even longer. I bought 3 tubes because that was the price special that was on when I purchased. I absolutely love this stuff. The smell's not real good, but you put it on, literally, top, bottom. One application will last you about 6 or 7 hours, but you still have the hydration from the product. It has helped my lips stay moisturized. Even I'll put a little bit on at night before I go to bed, and it's absolutely amazing. I wake up the next morning, I still feel the product on my lips, even through sleeping. But it does what it claims. It helps with the plumping. It helps with moisturization. It helps with any of the fine lines you may see in your lips because of the plumping. But the hyaluronic acid in the product works really well. For a full 12, 14-hour day, for me, I would apply it twice. And that would be eating, drinking throughout the day. It just really does what it claims to do. I'm not a spokesman for it. I would love to be, but I'm not. But I just really, really, really like the product. And wearing a mask, I'm not going to waste my color, but they actually have this in colors. But I've only got these, and I've actually got a total backup of 5, just in case something crazy happened and I couldn't get it anymore. All right, so I'm going to crimp these lashes. And it just really opens up the eye. And normally I will go back, like today my eyes are really green-blue. So normally I would go in with a green-blue liner and I would go right on the underneath. But I'm out. So let me give you just a closer view of the makeup. I think it looks pretty good. Was trying to go bold on the eyes, more natural on the rest of it. But this lip gloss is amazing. The smell is a little odd. You get used to it because of the results that you get with the lip gloss. But instantly your lips are just fuller, got a little bit of a shine. It's not sticky, but the smell is a little odd when you first start using it. So I'm using a setting spray. It's Milani Make It Last. So I'm going to spray that. And this has got kind of a, I don't know, maybe citrus scent to it. And then the primer I used, again, with watermelon. This one's great too. It's very light, so it doesn't change the effect of your foundation under by putting it underneath it. If you use, this is one of my go-tos during the summer, Magic Nude. You can barely find this stuff anymore, and I've got 3 bottles. It's a powdered foundation that goes on liquid and finishes with a powder finish. It's great. You don't have to put 2 layers on, and in summer, if you're sweat and you're out and about, it's great. But do not put a primer underneath it. The primer will make the makeup cake up, and it's not pretty. All right, I think we're about done. I may do a hair tutorial. I may not. I'm thinking about cutting all this off. I want my mohawk back. I'm so back and forth on it. But thanks for watching the video, and I hope you have a great day. Got a meeting to get to, and talk to you soon. See ya.